Squat Shack proudly presents Girls Night Out. Group of badass mothers showing you what it's like to be one bad mother.
And welcome again to another Girls Night Out. I am your host, Constance, KJ, whatever the hell you all want to call me anymore. I don't know. I bet Vince has so many different names for me. Depends on the day, by my understanding. But also known as Mama Al. Next to me, he doesn't even give me my controls. Butthole.
You're
Whatever.
fired.
I am fired. You know
Not
what?
you.
Whatever. Yeah, Vince is fired.
Vinny, you're fired.
Oh, well. And next to me is Ashley.
Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday and the week leading up to Thanksgiving. So this weekend's probably going to be very busy at the grocery stores. Anyways, I'm also known as Mama Penguin, and the countdown has begun to bring all my penguins out. So we'll have to figure out how to show everybody. I live to my name. I have like close to 240 figures in my house to bring out for Christmas. God damn.
I saw her spare room and her stash is still packed, but it's coming out. And I was like, whoa. She's not lying.
Oh, God.
So anyways, our other host is...
Mama Macchiato. I drink way too much coffee. I need more coffee today. I'm exhausted. So
Feel that.
I'm going to be slow and maybe quiet.
Maybe be quiet. He's going to have to do a lot of editing just since I don't have any of my buttons. Butthole. Oh, well.
What did we want to talk about today?
Actually, I just saw on our Facebook page, we actually had a request today.
Yes, made by Stephanie.
And you know what? Because I know Stephanie, she's always going to be my Stephanie Garbrick. I don't care what the hell her last name is now. That's my Stephanie Garbrick. Sorry, but not sorry. Actually, the funny thing, too, is while we were going through all of our pictures, I found pictures of her and I doing track together. So kind of just, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, we're just running.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't do. So if you see me running, that means something's chasing me.
Really bad.
Try and
Yes.
keep up.
This fluffy chick don't run.
But no, Stephanie suggested that we talk about depression and anxiety, which, I mean, you suggested also talking about the baby blues, which, I mean, I guess goes hand in hand with depression, anxiety. I mean, I feel like that's always an everyday life kind of thing.
That's why I'm so tired.
Coffee.
Well, no, well,
The
I
lack
need
of
more
coffee.
Yeah. This has been a rough week. I mean, today is the first day in 3 or 4 days that I haven't cried today. So, Monday, I had my dog put down, also known as assassinated. I feel like an asshole about it, which is why I say that.
You don't need to feel like an asshole. He had health problems.
He did. I just loved him and didn't want to let him go. And so I cried about that all day. And then Tuesday I saw the doctors and they doubled down on their bad news for me. And so that made me cry all day. And then yesterday I had a medical procedure done, which that sucked. And it hurt. And it still hurts. And
You were made like a sandwich. I told you it was gonna hurt.
so I had a pap come back with abnormal cells, and what they did was the first step in gathering a biopsy to check the cells and see if they need to take the next step. But that biopsy left me very uncomfortable, and I am officially out of order. And I'm exhausted emotionally, mentally, physically. And then today drove my daughter to Kansas City for her infusion, which we do every 6 weeks. And so I am just wiped. I'm so wiped out. I asked Ashley to give me a ride.
Well, I mean, I don't blame you.
We're neighbors.
Yeah.
I don't want to drive. I don't want to. Yeah, so she was kind enough to oblige. So.
But if anybody out there who's never had a biopsy done, it's literally like a hole punch. So
Okay,
what they
I was
do
gonna
is
say, I don't-
they spray your insides with the stuff. It's like vinegar and like a mustard sauce or whatever. It's weird. It stinks.
Iodine.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so whatever glows is where they hole punch, and it literally looks like a hole punch holder. And they punch the skin or cervix or whatever is glowing, and they take that little piece of skin.
And so my procedure was
And
done
send it
by
in.
a student doctor who's a resident. But, you know, hey, I'm usually all for teaching hospitals. You know, they got to learn on somebody. Oh, damn.
But you did get good news about the thing you did on Tuesday.
I did. Oh, that's right. That was another one of my medical tests that I had on Tuesday was I had a mammogram done, which I'm calling the super smush. Damn, that shit hurt.
I'm not looking forward to
haven't-
mine in 2 years. Not at
I
all.
haven't looked for bruises, but man, that super smush for real. Super smush.
Guess what you get looking forward to when you get older?
So she got me from 2 different positions. There's the front facing, and then there was a side facing.
I don't think I
And
can survive either one in 2 years.
Super smush.
So
Yeah.
men out there, please appreciate your women in your life. Look at all the crap we have to go through just to
my
provide
God.
you with something to carry your name off of, you know?
It's been a rough week. It's been a rough week. I'm glad that tomorrow is Friday, and like technically the week is kind of sort of over, even though I work this weekend. It's not good. I don't mind. Work is a good distraction.
Yes, it is. But I believe a lot of people in the world suffer from depression or anxiety or any kind of mental disorder. I think
Yes.
it's common trend in women. Just because we have all this social and family obligations and we're constantly torn between the two. You know, like we mentioned, I think the first episode, you have to work.
Like we don't have kids. And then
And
raise our
your
kids.
kids.
Like
Like
we
if
don't,
have to
work.
Right.
Yeah. And so I think that we will always suffer until society,
Changes their views.
yes, you know, and the whole breastfeeding in public, is it wrong or right? Or breast is the best, or, you know, fed is the best, or, you know, what's all the other ones?
Yes.
Organic food or not organic, or,
Well, our economy set women up to fail.
oh, yes.
Our economy screwed women royally, because when the men came back from the war in World War II, and a lot of women chose not to go back home. They chose to stay in the workforce. And from that point on, you had some households that had 2 incomes and some households that still only had the one. But at that point, that was when the economy was like, hey, 2 incomes. Let's go ahead and do some inflation.
Right.
And it never stopped.
And, you know, yeah, and then the 50s were supposed to be ideal. The 60s, you know, were when, you know, women were kind of fighting back. Like, hey, if we have to work, then we should have some rights. We should make the same wages. We should have control over our bodies. We need access to birth control, you know, like, you know, you tell us to sink or swim, we're gonna fucking swim. You know, and so, but then the 70s and 80s blew by, and the 90s, I don't know, we were all mad.
We were all mad.
Because that was when the Gulf War started, right?
I was just a baby.
You know, and then
I was in elementary school to middle school, and I don't think I started high school. Maybe I was a freshman in 98.
and in what was it, 2012 was when the economy dropped out. That was when middle class lost all their jobs, and they became fast food workers and grocery store managers and, you know, gas station managers and whatnot. That was when the middle class died. And then now, you know, they've got us backed into a corner so bad, you know, you have to have 2 incomes to pay rent and the
survive.
utilities to survive. And then childcare is $100 a week at least. I know over the summer I broke off $1,200 for 12 weeks of childcare. You know, like they've backed us into a corner. What are we supposed to do? Sink or swim?
Yup.
We're gonna fucking swim.
And all
with
that makes you depressed or anxious.
No,
Or
no,
both.
no.
Right.
I'm going to argue against the depression diagnosis because there's that meme out there that says, before I will label myself as depressed, first I'm going to check and see if I'm surrounded by assholes. And in this scenario, I don't think that it is fair for women to be labeled with a fucking mental illness when what they're really dealing with is adversity. And there's nothing wrong with having feelings about the shit that you deal with on a day-to-day basis. I'm not going to apologize for crying because I put my dog down. That, you know, that, and I'm not going to apologize or, you know, say that I'm, you know, depressed. Depression is a mental illness. No. I'm fighting back. I don't have a mental illness. I have adversity. I have gotten fucked over so badly the last 10 years that I'm not gonna allow somebody to do that to me, to label me in that way. That's not fair.
And that's
what I have to say about that.
And that is your opinion. You're entitled to it. However, I do suffer from anxiety. I will admit it. I was a very anxious person. But back to your point about what's in your life. 3 years ago, I was dealing with a lot of pressure. At that time, the husband and I were fighting custody for his kids. I was dealing with Shelby's father. And those 2 individuals, so the ex-husband's ex-wife and Shelby's father, aren't people easily to get along with. And so it was making me a very anxious person. I spent a lot of times worrying about things that potentially would never happen. Like I would be in the shower and I would think my kids are going to die in a car wreck, or my house is going to catch on fire, or
You go to the extreme.
I do. You know, and so I needed help because it was affecting me, my life, my kids, my work. You know, I can't sit there at a computer and daydream. So I went and got help, and I got on medicine. And the good thing about my doctor, she doesn't believe in narcotics. She will not give you a narcotic to help you with anything.
That's good.
So basically, I'm kind of on like an all natural. I mean, it's not all natural, but you know what I mean. It's not going to.
Are you smoking the weed?
No, I'm not smoking the weed.
Oh.
That is illegal in the state of Kansas. So until it is approved, I will not smoke the weed. Anyways, and I can be square if I want to, but you still love me. Anyways, it's literally just, and it's a very low dose, and it just helps me not get to that boiling point. Like I always think of about a teapot. You know, I'm short and stout. You know, you piss me off too much and you get to me that boiling point, I'm going to tip over. And so it still allows me to have my feelings. I still feel like me. I'm not a zombie, you know. But you choose your own. It's whatever medicine makes you feel comfortable, then that's what you take. And mine actually has helped me over the last 3 years. It's really helped me during the sticky situation I'm in right now, going through the divorce and having to accept the fact that some children are in an unsafe environment, and I just have to accept it because our family law in the state of Kansas is jacked the fuck up.
It is shit.
It's just,
And they wonder why our society is so unruly.
it's just,
Our families are being attacked from the inside out.
yeah. But I mean, there's no shame. Like if you truly suffer from something, seek help.
Yes.
If you don't feel like you're suffering for anything, continue on your life. I mean, it's up to you to make the change. It's up to you to accept your flaws and make them better. And I'm not saying that depression and anxiety is a flaw, but just like the things that could potentially make you feel that way. So,
Yes.
I mean, my ex always talked about how he's the way he is because his brother committed suicide. Okay, how are you going to change your life to make your life
I
better?
feel that goes like so far, like because after the while you be like, okay, you need to like let that.
I mean, it's been
kinda
23
go.
years.
Okay, so yeah, so let it go.
Well, if he hasn't done his
like-
work, and if
No.
he hasn't processed it, then it's gonna hang over his head
head.
for the rest of his life.
But until you,
Until you get help and talk to a professional. Because yeah, I'm not, just because I'm sitting here saying I'm not depressed doesn't mean that there aren't other people who are, and people who need help. And I have been there. I've taken Celexa twice in the past. The first time it helped me so immensely because I was dealing with a lot of anxiety as well. I have a touch of social anxiety, and back then it was so bad that I couldn't even go grocery shopping. One of my therapy sessions was actually my therapist taking me to a shoe store.
maybe that's why Maya
was-
don't like to shop at a shoe
It-
store.
well, neither one of us like shopping. You know, we both are introverts.
Except for when you go to IKEA.
No, we didn't even walk through IKEA.
You
Like,
went to
I
IKEA and didn't walk through it?
I went to IKEA, we parked, we went in the indoor and then cut across the registers straight to where you would be picking up your stuff on your way out because it's on the same level, like right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're not walking.
I'm not walk
Money
through
like
it.
that? Are you kidding? I could only afford that one thing that I wanted
But
from
you
IKEA.
still can look. Like, you missed the IKEA
You know,
experience
they
with
have
touching
a
stuff. and-
website, right?
Yeah, but you got a touchy-feely stuff. Come on now.
No. If I can't afford it, I'm not even gonna like give myself temptation. But anyway,
But they have cool plates. You didn't get the bag because it didn't fit, so that money could have went.
no,
towards
that's gonna
some
go
pots,
into savings
some
so that
pans,
when I
some
do have a
cups,
truck, I can get
air
2
fryer.
bags, not just one. But anyway, the Celexa.
You need pictures on your wall, too.
I am really liking the institutional look. Thank
Really?
you. No,
Come
I'm
on.
being sarcastic.
Maybe we can paint you guys something. I
You're
haven't
gonna paint the walls. It's like a blank canvas.
No, you can't paint the walls, but we
Have Benny do a.
I truly, painting is a good
It's
therapeutic
very,
yeah,
thing.
relaxing.
And
We
I
should
wish
do
we had
that.
a paint with the twist here. It's in Arkansas, and you literally
They will do
drink and paint.
They do that here. One of the places here in town does that periodically. Tonight they're doing a tarot reading, and yeah.
I've always wanted to do
should've-
one.
I should have sent it to the group. Next time
Can we
they
do
do
this
something
portable?
like that, we'll do it.
Actually, I want to say yes.
Well, we could just go do it and then come and talk about it. And you know,
I
how
would
much
love
fun
to
we
do some
had.
live action stuff.
I think we can. I say that. Well, no, because actually, Vinny took his shit to like Mike's before we like moved here and everything. He was doing the shit over at Mike's.
I mean, because
so he
girls'
doesn't-
night out, if we actually was able to do something out,
other than just stay.
that would be cool. Let us know how you feel about that. Like, we'll
Yeah.
try to figure it out. But anyway, painting, like, that's a
painting
great
is-
coloring. They say if, you know, you as
scribbles.
depression. No, you get the coloring books, like the adult coloring books with the little circles and lines.
I always
and
wanted
crazy
to do
dots
one
and-
of those like smash rooms.
So my
That'd
kids
be-
and I and the soon-to-be ex-husband actually had a smash party once, and so we went to Dollar General or Dollar Tree, and I bought like 25 plates. 20,
Oh, let's see, that would be fun.
something like 30 plates. I don't know. I bought a stack of plates. And so where we live, next door to us, is these duplexes that have nobody in them yet. And they're the only ones that got a driveway, cement driveway. So I literally gave everybody 5 to 6 plates. And Aaron's friend at the time was with us. And we literally, so everybody took their turns. I have like a 6-minute video of it. And you had to think about what you're frustrated about. Like, what are you frustrated in life? It could be anything. And
Right.
you literally say it out loud and throw the plate on the ground.
See, I think we should
That's
do
awesome.
something like that. Or
And the
put,
kids
or write it.
loved it.
Oh yeah.
They
bet.
felt so much better. They got to cuss. Most people don't like cussing. I'm sorry. My kids, as long as they
But
know
if
they
you're
can't
doing
cuss.
something like that, that's the one
I
exception.
tell them, like, you can cuss in my
Right.
house a little bit. A little bit. But don't be cussing at school. Don't be cussing at adults. Don't be cussing at the doctor's office. Like, you got to learn where to talk. But literally, like, my 8-year-old, she was 7 out of time, screamed, "Fuck COVID," and threw the goddamn plates. Now, Cleaning took forever because we had to sweep it up, and put it in the
Yeah.
trash can. But yeah, we had a smash party, and Erin's little friend went home and told her parents, and she called me. She goes, "Was your smash party with alcohol?" And I said, "No, it was with plates."
Yes, we had.
Yes, I'm gonna give
alcohol.
underage kids alcohol.
Oh my god.
But no, I highly recommend it. Go to Dollar Tree, buy some cheap plates, and have fun. Like even
Have
if
it-
you do a hammer.
Like an Office Space moment when they destroyed the printer.
I've never seen Office Space.
Oh my God, we live Office Space. How have you not seen that?
Yeah, and
I
yeah,
need
no.
a red line stapler. It's part of the movie. You'd have to see the movie to understand.
There's a movie. I thought it was a TV show.
No, it's a movie.
Office Space.
Is it Office Space?
I did. Are you talking about the
like
office?
Go Gadget Google.
Right? I don't like to talk about my flair.
Huh?
It's
Did you
one of
say
the
Ric
lines.
Flair? That's a wrestler.
It's when Jennifer Aniston was in the movie, and in the movie she's a waitress, and she's a waitress at it was like a trendy type place where they wear a bunch of pins and stuff, and she never had enough pins on, and the manager is always giving her a hard time about it, saying that she's not like enthusiastic about her job because she doesn't have enough flair. And and so she was like, well, I have the required amount of pieces. How many pieces are required? And he's like, 25. And she's like, well, I have 25. And he is looking for above and
Another-
beyond. And she's like, who fucking cares? And later on,
God.
she's like, I don't like to talk about my flair. I don't
Nope,
blame
never
her.
seen that movie
Yeah, no.
or TV show.
Oh my gosh, you guys, you're missing out.
Well, maybe we need to make a list of suggested movies to watch.
Probably. I feel like that's why I ran, like in high school and partial college, is because of like my anxiety.
Oh yeah,
Like,
running.
I just
Exercise is a great way to
ran.
switch your endorphins.
So they say. I wouldn't know. I don't run.
Well, you can start exercising.
being
You keep
a
wanting me to
smartass.
do yoga. No. I tried it
I
once.
could never get into
Almost
yoga.
died.
Yoga, I did yoga when I was pregnant with Maya, and that shit was amazing.
Yeah, you probably got to move the baby everywhere. and-
Like, oh man, we did so much stuff. We even did this pose where we were like upside down, leaning against the wall, like we did when we were kids. And it
Doing,
was
like, the
it was
handstand?
awesome. I think it contributed or helped me lose the weight afterwards because it kept me healthier while I was pregnant. And I was pregnant when I was 34, and then she was 7 days overdue and born 9 pounds 6 ounces via cesarean because I didn't dilate, not at all. And yeah, so I was like,
I would say I would switch you bodies on that part.
I was like this ginormous, and it wasn't a cute belly either.
I didn't have a cute belly
It
either.
was just a big.
We weren't like
mound.
KJ.
I know.
Even with 3 kids, she still had a little basketball belly.
Like a week after she has the baby, she's got this like cute figure, tiny little waist, and her nice little bottom, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, that's how everyone, as soon as I came back, they were like, you're so tiny. With Sammy this time around, I didn't get as big as I did with the other two. Why, I don't know. Although, with him, before we found out I was pregnant with him, I lost about 20 pounds. And that was, I feel like it was my hardest point because I feel like I was going through depression kind of and anxiety because that was also the time I was fighting Dean's dad, Zach, over the whole custody bullshit and just how it kind of ended, just kind of really made me spiral down into like a depression kind of stage. So like in ways I did stop eating. And it's like, oh, I just lost all that weight because of that. And then it's like, oh, surprise, you're also pregnant. Which
Yeah.
that was fun trying to gain all that weight from, because I don't think I gained that weight back until I was probably about 4 or 5 months pregnant with him or so. So that was real fun. Although again, I didn't gain too much weight with the boys.
so when you get stressed out, you have no appetite. When I'm stressed
well,
out, I don't have much of an appetite.
Anymore I feel like with my anxiety, like I really, it's not that like I overeat or undereat anymore. Like my anxiety, like I I'll stress out about everything and anything, and then just keep it like bottled in, and then something will like tip that over.
It's a teapot.
Yeah, it's my teapot, and then I'll explode. It's like, because I feel like when you brought up the whole baby blues, I was like, okay, I know Vince has been talking to you guys. I know he's been feeling that, like, my attitude and everything is completely did a 180, and so it's like, what is everyone thinking that I have like the baby blues, like depressed, and like that was like my boiling point. And so, like, I completely exploded. And it's like, I mean, even talking to him, I mean, that's why, too, his his Friday birthday dinner didn't go so well, I guess, according to him. Because.
What?
I thought y'all had fun.
I thought we had fun.
Well,
Oh,
no,
no,
it
it was
Friday
your
was
date
the
night.
date.
That was
Yeah.
your date night. Okay.
Because it was, since he's going to the Kansas City, or the game
Is
Sunday.
that this coming weekend?
Yeah.
Okay.
My biggest thing with the game was, okay, so he does his sports show Wednesdays. That's his time away from the kids and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I still feel like during the week, he doesn't spend really time with the kids. It didn't help, too, that I was spending all day with Sammy. And I was thinking, it's like, fuck, that's the same week I'm going straight back to work. And then it's like, okay, so you're not going to spend, like, much time with the family. You do your sports show. I kind of really don't like to go Saturdays to fight night, even though I am invited. Might as well say that because Vince is going to be hearing this, though. But I don't, because it always just seems like Judah's always in the other room watching Netflix, doing his own little thing and whatever. And, of course, he'll come in and be like, Mommy, I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm ready to go home. And to me, I get annoyed with that. And I mean, fight nights could last a long time depending on the night and everything. And now with Sammy, I have Sammy. Like,
You're
with-
hijacked. Yeah.
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 So and it's like, because I even told him, it was like last Saturday, or not last Saturday, but the Saturday before that, he fucking said wanting to take his son. He just kept on chain smoking. Just because he didn't want to take his son. And I mean, eventually he took his son, but it's like he kind of rather chain smoke than take his son. And I mean, this Saturday, he actually took his son for a good amount of time. But that was also, I had to hit my boiling point and yell at him for all this. And I would like to say we're good, but I know too when Sunday comes, because I'm still stuck with both of the boys over the weekend, and then I get to pick up Dean Sunday night while he'll still be at the football game.
Ah, so you're super gonna have your hands full.
And
Yeah.
you're probably a little anxious about it. And that's okay. Because guess what? You can come over to our house.
I probably will.
Come over to my house, hang out with the girls
Yep. Because
'Cause I'll
Maya
probably
will be
kill-
over there. I'm gonna be at work.
True.
till 3.
Yeah, till 3, and then Maya will be over there.
I'll probably do that because Jude will probably. Well, I mean, Jude just likes to be home. Like, he doesn't care where the fuck he's at. Like, as long as you give him like Netflix, YouTube, or his Switch, half the time
Hey,
he's
we
fine.
can have a smash party.
Yes. Fuck yeah, bitch.
That can be on the agenda. But again, Roberta and I were talking about this in the car on the way here. As mothers, wives, girlfriends, fiancés, whatever you want, whatever your current label is, multiple hats, you have to remember to do something for yourself. So please remember, look at the podcast as not something for yourself and find something for yourself to do. Find a hobby. Like mine's collecting penguins. But I only do it 6 weeks out of the year. I usually start like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and then I'll end with when Christmas is over.
Which is funny because Vince also just ordered me that tray that I showed you on our way. We just got that in, I think, Monday.
A tray.
Yeah. It's a little tray for Christmas, and it has like a little circle, and it has like Santa and like a reindeer, and it's like, this is where you put your cookies. This is where you put the milk for Santa.
cute.
And then it has a carrot. It's for the resin epoxy. I kind of somewhat got into it. At the same time, I get frustrated with it because I gotta let it sit for 24 hours and
You
make
don't
sure.
have any patience.
Yeah, I have no patience. Anyone and everyone that knows me, I have no patience. I can't fish. I can't go fishing because I just don't have patience. To
See,
sit
when
there.
it comes to fishing for me, like I am more than happy to go sit in the boat. But if you hand me a fishing pole, I will get bored. I would much rather sit there with a book or a camera. Or just
I mean,
keep
I
you
can
company.
understand that.
I haven't went fishing since I was 5 years old because I got a
Yeah.
hook stuck in my head. So no, I'm good. No fishing for me.
I want to drive the boat.
I'll
Really.
drive the
That's
boat.
what I want to do.
I'll sit on the
Like,
dock,
I'll go, but I really
Put
what
my
I want
feet in
is
the
to drive
water,
a boat.
but I have no desire to throw a.
My brother
reel or whatever
hit
it's
me
called.
with a fishing pole once and it was one of those 3-prong hooks stuck in my hand.
My brother cut me with a tuna can lid. He dropped it on my leg. I was 5 years old, and he was 15,
Damn.
16 because he's 11 years older than I
Who
am.
knew?
Huh?
He did-
He did it on purpose.
just
He
dropped
was.
it?
Yeah, we were. He was making dinner and being a jerk, and he came over with the lid. And he goes, "I bet you don't think I'll drop it or something like that. I don't know." And he dropped it on my leg, and so my mom. Because back in the day, we didn't have insurance. And so my mom had to, like, fake my name so I could be covered on somebody else's insurance to get stitches or something crazy.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yes, my mama committed fraud.
My mom told us as kids that if we broke something, she was not going to take us to the hospital and that she was going to set it herself because we didn't have health insurance. My brother ended up breaking his arm.
And how's your brother's arm today? Does he still have it?
Yeah, she did end up taking him to the hospital where they set it and fixed it. But we ended up moving out to California, and the people that we stayed with had a pool, and he got it wet. So his original cast came off, and she went to the local medical supply store and bought all the tools necessary to make him a new fugly cast that he had to rock for the rest of the weeks that he had to wear it. And then when that was done, I'm pretty sure they cut it off themselves and carry on.
Oh, shit. I wonder if he ever got an. I don't know.
Well,
And
he went into the military, so I'm pretty sure that they made sure he was cool.
Oh, shit. That's some funny shit. I could never imagined.
I can actually
yeah,
say
we're out there.
none of me or my sisters ever broke anything. Surprisingly.
I got bit by a dog and had to have stitches, and my mom sued the people who had the dog so that they had to pay for my stitches. And they
Well, I
ended up
mean-
putting that dog down. He was a mean dog. He deserved it. He bit me.
You sure you didn't antagonize the dog at all?
I
Not
rode
even a
my
little?
bike by the house. That was
Okay.
it. That was all
Then
I
yes,
did.
it's a mean doggy.
And he was on a chain, and he broke the chain and
Oh,
chased me down the
shit.
road. And I'm screaming, riding my bike as fast as my little legs could go, because I was only like 6. and do-do-do-do-do. And I'm screaming, and then my neighbor, which was the mother of one of the girls I played with regularly, you know, she opened her front door, and so like I dove, you know, dropped my bike in the ditch and run up onto her porch and was sitting on her swing, dripping blood. And she was like, "Hey, what happened?" You know, and she checked me out. And I have this pain disorder. I don't feel things until I see the blood later, so I didn't even feel it happen.
God damn.
Wish I had that.
No, because then you get yourself into situations where it's like too late, and then you're really fucked up.
That would have been nice just during like labor and shit.
Your last labor was your own fault.
No, it was.
Because you didn't listen to
I didn't
me.
listen. I didn't listen to anyone.
Or
Let alone
Vinny.
myself.
You literally showed up to the
No.
hospital at an 8.
Now, can I just say my labor hurt? I labored for 12 hours, and I felt
Oh.
like that was painful.
Both my labors hurt.
I felt that.
So I don't know if anybody's else out there. I don't know what they tried for you because Maya was big, but Shelby was big too. If she didn't shit on the nurse before they weighed her, she probably would have been over 10 pounds. But she was 9'15", and she was 22 inches, almost 23 inches long. And I'm a 5'3" chick.
Oh my
I have no
God.
torso. Like, none whatsoever. So anyways, I got there on a Wednesday or on a Tuesday. I think it was a Tuesday. And they're like, okay, you're at a 4 or a 3. We'll just let you relax. Don't get out of bed, and stuff like that. And we'll, in the morning, start the Pitocin and blah, 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 And they're like, since this is your second child, we'll go ahead and give you the epidural the moment they started the Pitocin. I was like, oh, sweet. Yeah, fuck. I don't have to feel anything. So anyways, I get all the way up to a 10. And my epidural ran off, so they gave me another one. And they're like, okay, go ahead and start pushing. And I pushed, and I pushed, and I pushed. And I was like, this chick ain't coming out. Anyways, they hung me. So I don't know if anybody's ever experienced this, but they literally took that bed and propped up like a chair and then dropped the bottom out because they were trying to use gravity to pull her out. So literally, I'm like holding myself up, kind of like one of those ab things that you see that are real tall, and you sit on it and you swing your legs. Y'all have any idea what I'm talking about?
Heathens.
Yeah, so they hung me, okay? That was the worst pain I have ever experienced in my entire life. Because let's just say the epidural wasn't working yet, okay? The redose wasn't working. They hung me for an hour. Then they put the bed back together. I was so miserable. I looked at the doctor and I said, just cut me the fuck open. Literally, that was my words. I didn't even want to try to push. Nothing. I was just like,
God.
cut me the fuck open. So then they get there and they're like, do you want another? They're like, we can give you a spinal or see if your epidural kicks in. I'm thinking to myself, you ain't cutting me open until I can't feel shit.
Right.
So then they gave me a spinal tap in a different location. Did my C-section. I couldn't feel my legs for 12 hours afterwards. Then the nurse dropped me, getting out of the bed to go to the bathroom. And so I still have a section of my C-section scar that's still open.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's closed in the inside, but it's not closed in the outside, so it's like a like belly button or something.
Is it healed?
To the most part, I think so. I mean, nothing comes out. It doesn't ooze or anything. It's just like a little hole.
Oh my god. No, you guys make my like.
Was this at Mount Carnival?
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh
So
my
I looked at Shelby's father,
Yeah,
who's
no.
like 6'7" and 300 pounds. I looked at him and I said, "You're getting my ass out of this fucking bed every time I have to pee." Like that bitch just dropped me.
Oh my god.
Hey, my ex-husband wouldn't even give me water when Maya was a newborn.
Mine was awful during birth. So thankfully, my best friend Tiffany, who's like my soul sister, she was in the room with me. And so up into the C-section, then obviously he had to go in. But yeah, no. If it wasn't for her, I probably would have not made it through that birth. So, but yeah, no, they hung
God.
me. Never again. And I love my Shelby. I love you dearly, but you're the reason why I never wanted any more kids.
Oh, it only
Oh
took
my
me
God.
one kid to get to that point. I mean,
I thought your screen was frozen because you haven't moved, KJ. She literally had the same expression
Oh
for
my
the
God,
last
yeah,
3
no.
minutes.
we all have our birth stories, but damn,
Yeah, I've
that
never
is
heard-
traumatizing.
Never heard of being hung before, and every time
No.
That is some medieval.
So when I meet a new mama, I never tell them about Shelby's birth. Like Lexi's was smooth as butter. I went to Freeman. My
well, that
nurse,
was that's that right there.
my
It was-
birth nurse, her name was Bonnie. She was probably 55, 60. She didn't leave my bed because I was a new mom. She didn't leave my bed. She made the doctors give me an epidural early because I'm a type of person that if I'm in pain, my blood pressure is through the roof. So she was afraid I was going to have a heart attack because my blood pressure was so high. So she went to the doctors and was like, hey, you need to give her an epidural. Because normally they try to wait till you're like a 5 or a 6 to give it to you.
Yeah.
I was a 4 and I wasn't moving. But then my blood pressure was like through the roof, like in the 200s. And so So she got my epidural early for me. I took a nap. Even while I was napping, she was sitting right next to my bed. She did not leave my bedside.
Because we love nurses named Bonnie.
Yes.
Who have been doing what they've been doing
Yes.
for a minute, and they have instincts like none other.
Yes. Yes. I will never forget her. And then the only bad experience I had there was Lexi's father went and had a cheeseburger while I was napping, and his breath stunk as onions, pickles, and mustard. So every time I would breathe in after pushing, that's what I smelled. And I looked at him and I said, "You find a fucking breath mint or leave this damn room." It's like, because
for
you are
you.
making me nauseous.
Right?
So back then, my mama had Listerine strips. I don't know if they still make those
oh my
things.
God, I remember those. Set your tongue
Actually,
on
they
fire.
still do. Because we did the, when COVID hit, we actually did like a Walmart, like pickup shit. And they give us like a little goodie bag. And that's one of the stupid things that they
So
throw there.
my mom used to. So back in the day, first it used to be cinnamon toothpicks. My mom used to have a bunch of them in her purse,
I remember those.
and now she does Listerine strips.
strips.
I don't know what she does now, but 13 years ago it was a Listerine strip, or 14.
God.
So she gave him one of those, and everything was good. Cause like I was going on, I mean, cause they tell you can't eat, and so by the time after I gave birth to Lexi, I went 36 hours without eating. I don't get it.
Damn.
I understand. I know my body's gonna poop when I'm having a baby, so just give me the damn food. Like,
Right? Right?
like I get why you prevent us from eating because you don't want us to poop, but just let the
Just
fucking
give it.
pregnant women
It's
eat.
just part of it. Like, come on, accept it.
Like, let us eat. I know there's other reasons too, because operations are bad if you got a full stomach or whatever. Like, I
It's
get
the anesthesia. If you aspirate while you're under anesthesia, you could choke out.
Yeah, I understand it, but still, just let the fucking pregnant women eat. That's why a lot of them sneak in food, or they eat before they go and just lie to you.
Actually, they didn't even ask me
They
if
didn't?
No! Even, with all three of them, they didn't even ask me, did you eat? Although, with Sammy, though, because I was in the middle of having a contraction when we got to the hospital, Vince opened up the door and he looked at me and he's like, "Are you going to get out?" I'm like, Nope. I'm not getting out. You got to go get her. Because I was in the middle of having a fucking contraction. And he went and ran and got her. And she brought out the wheelchair. And of course, he broke my water. He's the first one that ever broke my water. Because I've always had the doctors do it. But, like, I had one of his baggy ass shirts on me and my pajama bottoms on. The nurse was reeling me back in and she's like, "Yeah, he told me that you were pregnant." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm 37 weeks and like 5 days pregnant. I'm going into fucking labor." And not until we got up into my room and I was starting to take off my shirt and shit, she's like, "Oh shit, you are pregnant." I'm like, no fucking shame.
Like, I just told you this.
Yes. Like, I was ready to kill them, though, too, because I know, like, they were doing their jobs, trying to get all of my information and shit, and trying to answer all those questions in the middle of fucking contractions.
Who's your home loan through?
What kind of blood type do you have?
Is your car
Right.
warranty up to
Well, no,
date?
because they were...
Hey, those calls need to quit. Like, whoever is doing them, stop. Like, it's annoying. Annoying.
Well, no, because
Where do you bank?
Well, no, because they sat there and they're like, "So is your address this and this?" It's like, no, I haven't lived there for, like,
6 years.
yeah.
I got one better for you. When I checked in to the orthopedic doctor's office for my MRI when I hurt my foot, they had my last name as Barr, and I've been married for almost 5 years. I'm like, no. And then when I checked in Lexi or something, I don't know, they had Jacob somewhere on it, and he shouldn't have been on there at all. But I think they had Jacob listed as Lexi's father or something on one of her medical records. I was like, no, that's wrong. Like, nope. We didn't have no babies. Thank the Lord. For
Yeah.
birth control.
Right?
Fuck birth control.
Oh my God. Yesterday when they did the biopsy, they made me take a pregnancy test.
Well, yeah, because
I was
the
like,
IUD isn't 100%.
I haven't haven't had sex in 6 months.
That's
And-
okay.
And if there was something in there, I'd want you to scrape it out. Can you imagine ex-meth baby?
It's not, even if it's, okay. This is what it was explained to me many, many moons ago. Because Shelby's father is 20 years older than me. So when I went to like one of my first appointments, or maybe second, when I met my OBGYN, who was also an older man at that time, I asked him, I said, the age of a man or the health of a man on his sperm, how does that affect the baby? And it really doesn't. It's the woman and the woman's health.
I thought that Down syndrome was old man sperm.
No,
It's not.
no. It's a mutation of your genetics, the Tri-21 or something like that. So it could be a young man sperm, an old man sperm, but usually it's
somewhere down in one of someone's line.
Yeah.
Mothers or fathers. That's
Yeah. So I mean, the man can be a meth head, and it's nothing's gonna carry in his little spermies.
That's why Vince was always scared before we had Jude that like Jude would be kind of special needs because his brother is special needs, his sister is special needs, and in ways Vince he's a more higher functioning compared to maybe his brother and sister. His sister is more high functioning compared to his brother. His brother, you could definitely tell. Still love him. I actually helped him get his job there at McDonald's. Feel bad for doing that now though, but
They're using
'Cause you left
him,
him?
aren't they?
they treat him like shit, sadly. And even when I was there,
Do better, people.
like even when I was there, he was trying to find like a different job, which I mean at the same time I'm like, dude, like I really stuck my neck out for you on this, but
Send
at the
him
same
to
time,
Wendy's. They got Melinda working at Wendy's, but she can't work every day.
well, I mean he does.
Who's the old
maintenance.
man?
The owner.
I love him.
He's owned it forever. Like
Because he
I
was
love
the
him.
cashier yesterday, like
Oh, yeah, no, he
at
does
7 o'clock
that.
at night.
Oh yeah, he'll come in and help.
Yeah, I love him.
If
Although he always thinks that fucking Dean's dad and I are married. It's only because for like majority of the time he would always see him and I like together.
Oh, and then
So-
of course him and his Catholic background, he would
Yeah,
assume
he would just
everybody's
assume.
married.
That well, even if he asks Vince, I'm his fucking wife. Even though I'm going, no, I ain't. Like,
You
'cause I-
don't need the piece of paper.
No, but I told him too. It was like he always throws this out too, though. But it's like if we were married, the situation with Dean would be custody wise would be completely different than what it is because if we were married. Because Vince is on Dean's birth certificate. Not
Well, if you guys were married, then they would have assumed the paternity to be Vinny's.
yeah, but I mean, again, I told him it was like shit would be totally different with Dean than what it is now if we were married. And I mean, I feel like if him and I still got married, shit could still go a different way. I don't know,
Well, it's yeah.
but then
Just enjoy life the way it is.
Right. But
Day
no,
by
he
day.
he likes to also throw in that same breath, like how he could sue me and Zach for if him and I were married for having an
Nah,
affair.
That's archaic. They don't pay attention to that anymore. Kansas is a 50-50
Well-
state, isn't it? They don't really care about fidelity.
Depends on who your attorney is.
Maybe. Well, I don't know.
Honestly,
My
I mean,
divorce
that's-
went through California,
it's-
and they don't care.
It all boils
about-
down to who your attorney is, who your judge is, and where your trial is kept. So it all, I mean, you can sue them for future income. So, like, let's say you and Vinny were married and he made $60,000 a year. Okay. And he was the one that cheated and Michelle was the mistress. You could sue Michelle for half of Vinny's future wages. So if you thought you guys could have been married for 5 years. You could sue for
Well,
30 years for 5 years, or 30,000 for 5 years or whatever. It all just depends.
Well, when he likes to bring that up, I was like, fine, I'll deal with me, like, whatever, sue me for that. But, like, Zach should have really got fucked on that situation because he was married at the time I conceived Dean and even had him. So his wife should have fucked him over that way, too, when they got divorced. And then, I mean, Vince could have fucked him over on that one, too. Really, but
honestly, it's time for you guys, like,
The best revenge is the life well lived.
well,
yes.
Yeah.
And Mr. Vinny, I've already talked to you about this. So now I'm going to put it on national radio, TV, whatever you want to call it. I'm really
All
not
over.
sure what it is. Leave the motherfucking past in the fucking past. That is the only way in a relationship to come out from cheating is if you leave it in the past. Don't ever bring it up. Because then
Vinny.
you're not truly living. You're not truly forgiving. I mean, I know this couple. I won't say their names. She's a nurse, and he is a drummer / photographer. And I met him through a Facebook ad, I think. I don't know. He was part of the band that I followed, and then the band kind of separated. But anyways, he took Lexi's 4-year-old pictures. And I knew his wife, and the only reason why I knew of his wife is because she had an affair with a man I knew. Anyways, and so I asked him, how did you guys overcome that? And he basically said, I forgave her and we left the past in the past. She's like, I never mentioned his name ever again. She never mentioned his name ever again. We stopped going to places that we know he would be at. I mean, granted, your situation's different because you do have a child with this man, so you do have to co-parent, but you can keep it just about co-parenting. You can keep it just about
Yeah.
Dean. I mean, yes, that man is going to do something that annoys you. Yes, that man's going to do something that annoys Vinny. But it's how you react to the action. So don't say negative things about him. Just say, just try to let shit roll off.
well, I think that's where Vinny has issues too, because now it's almost every single time I do drop off, there's something that is just pissing me off with him. So it's like I call Vinny and it's like
Stop calling Vinny. I know. Call her butter or I. Okay? I mean, because you guys aren't going to grow and ever
No.
move on from this if you always continue to bring him into your relationship.
Again, right now,
Outside of the co-parenting. Like,
Right.
obviously, he is going, as long as Vinny chooses you and you choose Vinny, this man is going to be a part of your life until Dean decides, I don't want to either A, talk to any of y'all, B, only talk to you and Vinny, or C, only talk to his dad. Because eventually kids will grow up and form their own opinions about their parents. And we just have to pray we're still somebody they want to be around. Because let's face it, these kids these days are turning 18 and fucking leaving.
yeah, right.
And then not communicating for 5 to 10, 20 years, So,
That's what I did.
okay. So again, I mean, I don't know. I think your parents are still married, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I mean,
That's the one. They're like, there's only a handful of healthy relationships I have to draw from, and yet I've
no.
yet to be in a healthy relationship, and I don't know if I would say their relationship is perfectly healthy. It's just they kind of love the one you're with.
they stuck it out to the end,
they
and that's
stuck
what
it
they're
out.
going
and
to
now
do.
they're good. Now they're happy. They're friends. They they hang out. They enjoy their time together. My dad says yes, dear, a lot, and it's all good. But when I was younger, man, I come home from school, there'd be pots and pans flying across the room. and-
Because you gotta
Yeah.
think now, as a mother, you understand probably the stress that they went through, and they back then didn't have half the shit we have nowadays. I mean, all the shit with school is on an app or an email.
Yeah.
You can do instant card if you don't want to go to the grocery store, or Walmart pickup or Amazon. Like, my daughter keeps sending me Amazon share links or whatever. This is what I want for Christmas. This is what I want for Christmas. No, I'm not buying you a $200 Apple Watch. If I don't have an Apple Watch, you don't have an Apple Watch. Exactly. She was looking at a $400 pair of shoes yesterday. Girlfriend, no.
Are they gold plated or what?
I don't know. There's some funky Air Jordan looking thingies
Oh,
that have
God.
like clear plastic. I don't know. They just look like UFO shoes. Like, no. No. Like, ain't gonna happen. Like, I wouldn't even spend $100 on shoes. I won't even buy myself a $28 sweatshirt from Big Lots.
Hey,
okay?
just so you know, my Skechers boots were $84.
That's like pushing it for me. Like,
That's inflation for you. We're talking about Skechers. Used to be like $50, 60 at the max.
See,
Yeah.
the only time I would spend like so much money was always on my Harley boots, and that's the only time I would spend so much money on shoes. Is my Harley boots, and just because I had to have like the heel for my motorcycle and shit.
Yeah.
But
But those are leather and they're gonna last forever.
not unless you got dogs. I had a roommate. We had a roommate one time, and I left my Harley boots out, not thinking
Josh's.
about it because it was technically my house and shit, and she was just kind of living there, and her dog just went and chewed up my fucking heel, and it was one of those too. Like, I drove to Joplin and had to have the heel built up on it because it wasn't still enough for me. And yeah, her dog chewed the shit out. I was
Josh's
living.
dog ate my black boots too.
I had a dog that ate one shoe out of
learned.
6 pairs of Nike Shocks. So that's how old I am. But anyways, I had a Nike Shock fetish. I actually had custom made shoes. Like, I went to Nike's and made my own little color scheme. I bought some off of eBay. That got me a whole lot too. I was like, oh shit, I bid on 7 pairs of fucking shoes. I hope I don't win them all. I didn't, thank God. But anyways, no, that fucker chewed one shoe out of 6 pairs. I think it was all the left. While my husband at the time, so Lexi's father, was playing fucking video games.
See, that's where I draw the line. That's a deal breaker for me. I would never, ever, ever date a guy that was a gamer. I can't do
I
it.
can't say that because, like, Vince will even tell you, like, when he played his Assassin's Creed and shit, like, he'll play for hours, but I also sat there right next to him and just watched. Because, like, the Assassin's Creed and shit like that, I mean, the graphics on it was pretty cool, but just watch him do it, it was cool,
I
too.
mean, like, don't get me
but-
wrong. I mean, I enjoy Mario Kart and, and, like, playing games. Like, I could chill, like that.
You just don't want it to be their livelihood.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
But, like, every day, all the time, all day, like, it drives me nuts that Maya is on her Chromebook all the
Take that
time.
motherfucker thing away.
I know. And so, like, I can't fathom the idea of a dude, like,
Being on it.
yeah.
I don't know.
We used to do, like, a night of Rock Band.
That would have been fun.
That,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
because Mike would always do the drums. Vinny always had to sing, and then
Vinny always had the same.
yeah, Vinny always.
He seems to always want to be the center of the attention.
You're narcissist.
No. We all. I'm going to say
we all
this.
have narcissistic tendencies.
Yes, everybody in the
Yes,
world
everybody.
does. Okay, everybody does.
Didn't think about
what my
that.
social
So,
anxiety
but it's
was.
how you how you do, like how you present yourself.
Yeah.
We're all on the spectrum somewhere
Okay.
of that.
So you have the narcissistic person who has the overinflated ego.
Yes,
And
there's
then
a lot
you
of those people
have-
out in the world.
The narcissistic person that is severely depressed, which is how I would describe myself when I had social anxiety, because I felt like everybody was looking at me. Well, fucking how narcissistic is that really? I mean, come on, get the fuck over yourself.
I am looking at you.
But I mean, really, that was the conversation that I had with myself to get past it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, get a fucking grip. Nobody gives a fuck, like. So anyhow, that's the other. The goal is to be at that neutral, balanced place, where you have a healthy enough ego that you can go have dinner at a restaurant by yourself and hold your head high.
Right.
But not so much that, you're going to lock yourself into a cave because you think that everybody's out to get you. Like these are the thoughts that I had to work through in my mind, to get to where I'm at now. And I draw from those tools that I learned back from therapy way back when. Like I'm not saying I don't use those tools. I use those tools all the time.
Oh, yeah.
To get through my day-to-day shit that I deal with, my adversity. I
Yes.
use my tools to deal with my adversity.
Yes. But I just recommend that if you do feel any sadness, or if you feel you are depressed, or if you feel that you are anxious, or you feel that whatever you're feeling, if it is a negative feeling, just reach out to somebody. Don't be
Anybody.
afraid to talk to.
Yeah, somebody,
Just-
anybody.
Even if it's, I always told Erin when we were dealing with the situation last May about her feelings about her father, and I just told her, write him a letter. It's the easiest thing to do to get it off your chest is to write a letter. And then you choose whether or not you're going to give it to that person. You can rip it up, you can burn it, or you can give it to them.
Right.
But at least writing a letter gets it out of your mind and off your chest and making you feel better, because at the end of the day, that's what's important. It's not how you make the other person feel, it's how you make yourself feel. So you got to make sure you take care of yourself. Self-care is a great tool. I took a bath yesterday and got rid of my fluffiness, on my furriness, on my fuzziness on my legs. Kind of like what Roberta did too. We ended up doing it at the same time.
Right?
Not in the same house, but
I'm in between the moves, the old house, the new house. We're staying at the new house now, but I left the razors at the old house, and so I'm like, I think I was on like day 6 or 7 or something. My legs are itching so bad.
See, I miss having a fucking bath because, like, being all sore this week, I'm like, I want to go soak in a bath. but I
You can
don't
come
have a
swim
shower.
in
hers
my
is a big
tub.
tub.
Yeah, you can come swim in
Okay,
my tub.
okay.
That's like my favorite
Sunday,
thing.
bring your bath beads or whatever and bath bombs.
I think I got a bath bomb that Vince bought me for a while.
And you can go over there and while the kids chill at my
Yeah.
house.
Yep.
But just remember to take care of yourself and fill your cup, because if your cup is empty, you can't pour into somebody else's cup, especially if you're a mother or a wife or fiance or girlfriend.
Whatever the hell you are.
And if you know any single men who aren't gamers, please reach out to Roberta.
No, I'm cool. I'm out of order.
You might be out of order today, but you're not out of order forever. And plus,
Right.
you don't have to jump in the sack. You need somebody to just talk to.
You know what I want is a fucking hug. That's pretty much all that's like when I lay in bed at night and I fantasize about shit. That's what I just want
Okay,
to hug.
so she needs a hugging partner, a hugging buddy, like the Thunder Buddies on what's that movie with the
maybe
Ted?
somebody
Ted.
help me get up.
Ted. She
Teddy,
needs a
Ted.
hug buddy instead of a Thunder Buddy.
Somebody to help me get up.
But that's like also like I've had conversations with some people. That truly is the one thing I miss the most about being in a relationship is at nighttime laying in the bed, like a warm body in the bed, snuggling or talking or watching a movie or giggling and just falling asleep with somebody. It's not the sex. I could care less about that. It's all the other stuff.
That's why I have a baby next to me.
The intimacy.
Yes.
I wanna have an
You need
adult
Vinny, get that
conversation.
damn baby out of your bed. God, you guys got. I'm against co-sleeping. I'm against it. I'm sorry.
A lot of people is, and I don't get me wrong. I understand the danger of it.
No, I have
but
nothing to do with the danger. That is your marital bed.
No.
You
no,
use
no.
that bed to make that baby. It does not need to live in your bed.
Okay, co-sleeping is only safe for breastfeeding mothers. Breastfed babies know where they need to be
And
safe.
that makes me think about like a little
Bottle-fed
thing
babies.
crawling up to your boobie.
Bottle-fed babies
Oh, no.
wander. Oh my God! So
I mean, that's like a creepy, like
When-
horror thing. Like I keep thinking about is this like creepy baby crawling and looking for a boobie.
when Maya was born, I was so adamant on breastfeeding that she hickeyed both of my nipples. My shit was cracked, bruised, bleeding, and I was so determined that the best thing the nurses could do for me was throw some nipple shields at me and be like, good luck. And so I nursed her with nipple shields until she was 4 months old. When she was 4 months, I finally got into a lactation consultant who actually recreated what would have been a more normal birth experience because I had a C-section. And so what they did was they had me sit like on this beanbag where I was like laid back and, you know, like pretending like I had this baby. And they put her like between my legs as if, you know, she had just come out. And she literally fucking crawled up my stomach to where, you know, like my breasts were, and then the LC walked us through getting a good latch going. But it was just uncanny that was exactly the birth experience that they recreated to get us on track.
It's funny that you bring that up because, like, when I had Jude, they tried to get him to latch like one time, and he wouldn't latch. So they're like, here's the nipple shield. And I mean, for the longest time, that's the only way I breastfed Jude was with that nipple shield. Dean, I got him to latch, but like, I'm going, fuck, this shit hurts. Like, fuck that.
It does at first. It really does.
I put that nipple shield back on. Seeing me this time around, I bought nipple shields.
But you haven't had to use them?
I used them a few times, but not as much as I did with the other two.
Nice.
But this is also
Good job, Mama.
This is the longest I've breastfed any of the kids. And this is also the longest I've ever been on maternity leave, but
it's good. I mean, it's part of the natural experience. Babies, they instinctually know where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Now, bottle-fed babies wander. And those are the babies that suffocate in cracks and corners and pillows because they wandered off from mama. But naturally, like Maya and I have co-slept since the day she was freaking born, and I know. But anyway, like when she was an infant, she always knew where she was supposed to be. You know, like I never ever woke up and she was in a weird place or she was at risk. The only time she was ever at risk was when I took her down at Broadway and they had one of those the bubble bounce houses that they go into. It looked like a vagina. But anyway, she gets in there and I could hear her that something wasn't right. And I threw my purse at the attendant, kicked off my shoes, and went in, and I found her head down in a fucking corner, choking out. And so luckily she was little enough that I could pull her out by her feet and get her out of there. But yeah, that's the only time she ever like.
I've noticed with Sammy, not much with the other two, but like with Sammy, if I'm just like if I put him over onto his side, like that's how I could definitely tell. Hey mom, I'm fucking hungry. Just fucking feed me, because he'll go and he goes straight for that nipple. And
Dream feeding is a lifesaver when you're trying to get some sleep. You know, because having to wake up in the middle of the night, get out of bed, go get the baby, come back, breastfeed them, or whatever is a pain in the ass. If you can roll over and dream feed,
that's the.
I don't know. My kids were sleepers from day one.
No, winning.
No,
my kids slept 6 to 8 hours the moment
but were
they were
they
born.
formula fed?
Shelby was formula fed from the get-go because I didn't want to breastfeed. But Lexi was breastfed up to 12 weeks, and she slept the same way, 6 to 8 hours the moment she came home.
The reason that I ask is there's no judgment or anything, but formula is harder for them to digest, and it puts them into what we adults call a food coma. And so that's why they sleep in longer periods, because their body has to literally shut down to process formula.
But Lexi was the same way.
Well, that's what Vince always made fun of me. I mean, he's against the co-sleeping too, and I mean, he even brought that up with our doctor.
My husband used to bitch and complain about that shit too, but the baby comes first.
I told him, I was like,
I'm fine if you're breastfeeding, but eventually that baby has to come out of your bed.
He will come out of her bed.
9 months inside. No, 10 months inside her.
Well, yeah.
And so there is a natural attachment there. And insecurity, and if you just rip that away like a Band-Aid,
I said
then
eventually.
Well, that's the thing, because we did
by his year birthday, maybe.
Well, no, he'll be before his first birthday. He will definitely be out of our bed. No,
so when I said eventually, because you don't want a 10-year-old sleeping in your bed.
But no,
who's bound? Because you got to think. if he takes after Vinny at 10 years old, that damn baby's gonna be close to 6 feet tall.
Fuck that. Jude is already over half of me.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
No,
Can
yeah,
you
no.
imagine
Fuck
Vinny, you and another Vinny sleeping in your bed?
No. Because even Jude tried it last night, tried to sleep with us. And which would, if I didn't have Sammy, it might have been okay. Which we've noticed when we don't have Dean with us, he gets more scared over his room, even though we have like all these fucking lights on for him and shit.
He likes the warm body, even though it's
Yeah.
below him. Or I don't know who sleeps on top, who sleeps on bottom, but
Jude's on top because Dean just acts all stupid and shit, so Dean's on the bottom. But
so it goes back to the warm body.
Yeah.
He's used to sleeping
But
in a room with somebody.
yeah, but no, if it wouldn't be so bad to let him sleep with us, but he is all over that fucking.
He's a wiggle worm.
He's a wiggle worm.
wanderer.
Yes. Oh my god. But no,
Yeah, Shelby's the same way.
but with Sammy. Yeah, no, Vince will make fun of me because I will just half the time sleep with one boob out of my bra, and I'll be like,
You got the buffet going.
Yep, dream feeding.
I told him, it was like, if you're gonna wake up in the middle of the fucking night to feed the fucking baby, then yes, I'll go put him in this fucking pack and play thing, and he can sleep there all night. But we don't have a baby monitor either, so it was because we did the pack and play one night, I slept on the floor, and I still was waking up every so often just to check on him. I mean, he was fine. But
Instincts.
yes.
Instincts
But
are a
even
bitch.
if he's still right there next to me, even if he's not eating or whatever, I'm still waking up during the night going, "Are you okay?
Yeah,
Are you
because
still
if they're
alive?"
breathing, if the breathing so much as changes, you wake up.
Oh my god, yeah, no, because that's even Vince is did he even wake up in the middle of the night? I was like, Vince, once because I'm usually having an arm around him, making sure trying to protect. Usually I'm right between him and Vince, so Vince doesn't roll over on him, or even if I'm on the other side and it's Sammy and Vince, I'm still having my legs and arms wrapped around him, so Vince knows he hits me first before he hits Sammy. But it's if he moves the slightest, I'm up going, okay, here's the boob, go back to sleep.
Here's
I'm going
the
back.
boob.
Yes.
Dream feeding. That's
Yes,
what that's
because that's
called.
what I always just go here you go.
Yep. Open wide. 'cause
Yeah,
the big,
and I mean, that's what he does. Half the time, he will go back and start sucking on it, and then goes right back to sleep. And Vince was always like, "Did he even wake up? I didn't even hear him." And it's yeah, he's been up. He'll be flaring. And then there was even one night I even went and was getting a drink, and I left Sammy with Vince, and Sammy started crying. Vince just rolls over to the other side and just was snoring away. I was like, did you even hear him last night? He was like, no. Did he cry? I was like, yeah. I came back because he was facing Sammy at one moment. Came back after I was getting my drink. You just rolled over and just completely ignored him. So
put
it's
his back to him.
yeah. It was so.
It'd been funny if Sammy started sucking on his back.
Well, Vince has to be careful because he doesn't sleep with a shirt on. So half the time.
So he does root around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not it's not in the bed. He'll do it, especially if we're just right before bed and just chilling. He'll kind of be going to Vince's nipples, and he's like, "Leave my useless nipples alone. They don't work."
It'd be funny if he had a nubbin. Chandler on Friends had an extra nipple that he called a nubbin.
Oh, I've seen Friends. Just don't remember word for word.
He had a nubbin.
God.
But yeah, I mean, it's normal. How many weeks is the baby now?
He's almost. Wait, what is today? It's the 18th. Tomorrow he's 3 months.
3 months?
3 months.
Is he sleeping through the night?
I mean, it's so much longer than what because I could tell you, Vince always makes fun of me because me and Sammy will be getting ready to bed, right now. And I'm usually passed out by 8:30 or so. And he always makes fun of me for it. And I'm like, I'm getting up through the night with him, so shut the fuck up. Like,
Sleep when baby
Yeah.
sleeps is a thing for real.
But,
Because if you
like-
don't, you're not gonna get.
because for a while it was like he would wake up maybe at midnight, maybe a little bit sooner, maybe it's usually, but like usually by midnight he would wake up, get him back to sleep, be 2 o'clock, he would wake up again, get him back to sleep. Usually could go maybe 4 to maybe 5 o'clock. I think there was like one time it was maybe 6 o'clock he slept all the way to. But then, I mean, then we're back up. And I mean, at that time, it was like, I'm up anyways, getting the boys ready for school.
Right.
And then he's like, oh, but you sleep through the day with him. I'm like, no, I don't. I mean, after that first like month or so, like I stopped taking my naps with him. And like, I was,
Oh man.
yeah. Well, it was more of like I was trying to prepare myself more because didn't know when I was going to go back to work. So it's like, okay, I need to get ready to go from having the very little sleep to
Having no sleep.
no sleep to go
Congratulations.
to work. But now he sleeps maybe until 2 o'clock. Maybe I think last night it was like until 4. So I mean he's almost there. I saw a TikTok that was saying like not until they're 11 pounds to like 18 pounds. They just because of that happy weight.
He's getting ready to go into a leap. You need to get the Wonder Weeks app on your phone so that you know
Okay.
when these leaps are going to happen. Because it's when they stop sleeping and they are like, they're busy. They're so curious. Because, okay, so as they're growing, their little world opens up, right? So, like, when they're newborns, they can only see like 4 inches away. That's his little world, is this
Right.
little tiny bubble. Well, as he gets older, he can see farther and comprehend a little bit more every day, and his world is opening up. Well, it's really interesting and it's really exciting, but fucking A, it's overwhelming.
Right.
And they stop sleeping, they get clingy as fuck. He will not let you go. Vinny is not good enough. And that, I mean, that is
Not until he's like a toddler age.
that is when you are knee deep in a fucking leap.
Well, Vince always hated like from birth to maybe one. Not until he could really like wrestle with the kids and like throw them and shit. And not
Yeah.
once he gets to that stage,
He's fairly mobile.
yeah, Vince loves him. He loves to play. But until we get to that stage, he's like, nope, this kid hates me. Like,
Your kids don't hate you.
Nope. But there is something special about mom.
well, I mean, it's mom.
know?
Because
That's
we,
the thing, like, I
we
got-
bond with the kids while they're growing inside of us.
Yup.
The dad bonds with the kid when they come out.
And that's the thing, because like all my boys, I like to say all my boys. I don't know half the time with Dean though. They are the mommy's boys. Well, okay, I could throw Dean into there because nonstop is always mommy, 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 mommy.
Till they're teenagers. Because
Yeah,
my Lexi kind of hates me some days and likes me some others.
And then they scream and curse and show us how they really feel. But for their dads, you know, oh, I'm fine.
So
Yes.
kids, when they are the most comfortable with somebody, is when they show their anxiety, their true colors, their upset. You know, like if they're upset. So the fact that Maya chews your ass sometimes means that she's very comfortable with you.
Like, tell me how you really feel.
Same way with my girls. When they hit their boiling point, they bring it home. And that's fine. I'd rather them lose their shit at home than lose their
Right?
shit
Yeah.
at school.
Right? Or you ask the teacher, like, hey, how's my kid at school?
Oh, they're great.
You know,
Except
like-
for this year, Lexi's parent-teacher conference, her attitude at school matched the shit I get at home. They say that she's loud. I'm like, yep. She's funny. Like, yep. She's organized. I said, kind of. Like, her room is a pigsty. A pigsty. Like, you're one person in a 10 by 12 room. I don't even know what sizes they are. How in the hell
right.
does it look like a tornado went through it? Like, put your clothes in the dresser and the closet, and the dirty clothes go in a basket. Like, how hard is it to comprehend that? Trash goes in the trash can. After you use a cup, it goes in the sink.
Mine's been doing pretty good at the new house. Like I've
seen your bathroom.
I've been kind of on it. No, that was like a few days ago.
It's all clean
I
now.
tidy up every day. Every day I've been going
And
through
have
and
Maya
tidying
help you
stuff up.
tidy up.
I make her.
That's
I
it.
don't pick up her stuff. I will not pick up her stuff.
That girl
Like,
needs. So I'm on you this because my little sister didn't know how to do house chores until she was like 16 or 17 years old. So please help your children. And if she listens to
God.
this, I'm sorry, but I used to tell you this to your face too. That my father, so our father and her mother, my stepmother, needed to teach her more responsibilities as a kid because she never had to do it. And now she lives on her own. So please, parents out there, make your kids clean.
Yep.
Make them cook.
That's how.
Make them do their laundry. Because when you are gone or when they move to their own house, they have to know these tasks.
Nope.
Because I'm sorry, schools aren't going to teach them.
nope.
should.
They should. They should bring back like a home ec class that teaches you how to cook.
I took home ec.
I did
I
too.
did too.
But they don't have that anymore.
was
I know
weird.
in middle
Back
school they
when-
have facts, I think is what they call
I took a
it.
typing class as well. That's probably why I type
I
as well
had
as I
that
do.
too.
So, but I mean, they need a class out there that teaches you how to basically clean a house, how to do basic laundry, what a hell of credit is, how
how
to
to
apply
balance a
for a
checkbook.
mortgage, how to. Yeah, I'm 38 years old and I don't even balance my own fucking checkbook.
I don't even
Right?
have one.
I'm horrible at it. Horrible.
I don't even have a checkbook, so.
So please, if you have any suggestions, email, comment, whatever. I mean, I'm gonna post this episode on our Facebook page. So, but yeah, like if you have suggestions how to budget and balance a checkbook, please let me know because I'm horrible at it.
I just check the balance in my ATM and then I know how much I can spend. And if I bought anything online, I wait at least a week and then check the balance again. And I'm like, okay, I'm cool.
See, that's what I'm so happy about going back to work.
So yes,
Yes.
Mr. Vinny, I'm gonna suggest this, and you probably gonna yell tomorrow after you hear this if you listen to the whole episode. KJ should be allowed to at least spend 50% of her first paycheck on her damn self.
Actually, no, because that was the thing. Because we sat down and we were talking about like bills and everything that's like gonna be coming out like the first, and now it's like, oh god, we got a second mortgage payment we gotta do. We got all this, but Vinny, I love you, I do. But when I started at Sugar Creek, I started hiding money, big time.
Is that the coffee can or is that extra?
Yeah, no, that was my coffee can. And as much as I love Vinny, because we blew, okay, we didn't. I blew through a lot of. I only say that because a lot of the money that we had originally saved up for the house, I spent on the whole lawyer. That was a waste. For Dean, not because it wasn't a waste for Dean. It was I truly disliked didn't like my attorney. I only sticked with her because Vince was telling me to really stick with her. Probably really shouldn't have, but yeah, that was a whole different story. But I started.
That could be for next week.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it because we've all had to pay an attorney one way or another, so we can discuss.
We can discuss that next
time.
week.
Yeah.
But no, I since I started at Sugar Creek, I was able to hide more money, and the like refund I get from work for childcare, I just started taking that out and just hiding that, which
It's not
helped.
hiding it. It's setting
No,
it
no.
aside.
Just hiding.
It's hiding it because Vince always got mad at me because I wouldn't really, because I would always take that out and I would tell him the total of what I had after
You
I
gave
took
him
that
the
out.
balance. Go check
Yeah.
the balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. We're good.
So, but
So, anyways, you deserve to go spend some money
No, 'cause I'm
on
gonna-
yourself.
I'm probably gonna hide more money.
No,
I'm gonna hide more money.
no, don't. No, you need to
Yes.
go. No. We need to go get our nails done or something. Like,
I want a
can't have it.
chiropractor.
I
Can we
can't
do
have-
that? A chiropractor and a massage? Do they do like?
I'd love a
group thing?
massage. We need to find a massage. We need to find a masseuse in this area. I don't know. I know there's one in
My-
Fort
my-
Scott that's
My
really good.
Chiropractor
As long as she
gives
keeps
me
her
a
mouth
massage
shut.
right before she's like manhandles me.
I've never been to a. I can't say that word. Crier. I can't say. Like some people can't say cinnamon. I can't say whatever.
Oh shit, man! I couldn't walk when I went in there. I was like hobbling in there, and I was like, "Hey, I gotta work."
Because I'm afraid they're gonna. I don't know. I might
was
need to go
too,
see one
but-
because one of my legs are longer than the other.
Oh, anyway,
There is.
my
There's like a
first
quarter of an inch difference or an eighth of an inch. Yeah, my left leg is longer than my right.
my first experience with a Cairo was when
Can I call him a Cairo?
That's what I call him.
That reminds
Yeah,
me.
why not?
It's Cairo syrup.
Cairo syrup. That's funny.
If you need a poop, take some Cairo syrup.
My shoulder was jacked from nursing Maya, because
yeah.
this was my arm. This was the arm that Maya lived in, sitting on my hip or nursing or whatever. So my shoulder was all jacked up. So the first chiropractic experience I had was very positive. And then after my hip went out, then I found that lady here in Pittsburgh and hobbled in. And man, she set me straight, like literally, like
We might have to try her out.
she was
I know our
awesome.
insurance at Sugar Creek covers parts of that. I think.
Shit, it was only $40 or $60.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't have any insurance,
I was gonna say I don't have work insurance.
Yeah, but I had to work that day, and I couldn't do it the way that I was hobbling. That was not happening.
Well, you need to call the lady and see if she can book 3 people.
That's all in there.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Maybe she can fix my leg.
Snap, crackle, and pop, baby.
Sounds.
I was always gonna say like I have always had lower back pains and shit,
Yeah.
and I was like popping my back even though I know
tell you
they-
not to.
Yeah.
Pop your
But
knuckles.
it-
They're gonna make them big.
I carry on the yoga type stretching, and that helped me in my hips
that.
for a long, long time.
I
But
think
it's
they
not
sent out an
working
email
anymore.
today or yesterday at work saying that they're gonna make us do stretches before work.
Oh yeah. That was yesterday. I saw that.
Well, for production.
yeah.
What crack are they? Well, I mean, actually no.
They'll do it probably
no.
before you get there, so you'll have to do them on your own.
You know what? Truthfully, after today too, that would have been nice because they put me to where I had to go onto the line. The line is, of course, taller than me, and I got to like reach over to the second and grab it's only like 5 little stacks of the
But
bacon.
that's not ergonomic.
They thought it was a brilliant idea today.
Do they know that word?
No.
Not. But that's okay.
Yeah.
We may have found our 4th today.
If
but
you
we'll
want to get
see.
me something really nice for Christmas, I like the ergonomic keyboards. You think I type fast now? Just fucking wait.
That reminds me of a cat.
Speaking of which, on that too, Vince and I can never work together because him and I, even like with our projects, even at home, we don't get along.
Oh, no.
So we understand working together is never, and we will even say,
No.
look, no.
I can barely handle Vinny.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
No, I'm kidding.
Although he needs to make up his mind because 1 minute, like before I started, he's like, "Oh yeah, like married couples could work together. Like they don't have no problem with that."
No,
and then
I will
all of
not
a
let you
sudden
guys
he's
work
like,
in the same department.
I'm fine with that. I was actually thinking on the way home, I was like, I'm part time. I'm okay being stuck in production. Half the time, I don't think they really want me there because I'm part time, but I'm fine being in my production.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not in slicing.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'll stay out of slicing.
I'm fine with the one Vinny. I actually had to. I didn't know they did this, but on certain anniversaries, I don't know if they do it on 1 year and 5, but I guess Vinny's 5 years, January 3rd, and they sent me this thing that something about a yearbook. I don't know, and I had to type a paragraph about Vinny.
Well, that's not 5 because
Yeah, it's just 5, but I just don't know if they do it for a year or two, like which
Yeah, no.
milestone anniversaries they do it for.
For my year, I just got a typical, hey, Constance, thank you for your year. Go to this website
And pick a
out-
prize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which all the prizes is like I'm sitting there going, yeah, because there was like a sleeping bag. There's a record player. They did have a coffee grinder thing, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. if I ground my own coffee, that would have been, yeah, no, like all this shit. I'm
I
like,
wouldn't recommend it with a baby. They're very loud.
yeah, no, it's like I was staring at like everything, and I'm like, no, like there's no place for me to put it. I have no use for it, so I just went with a Yeti fucking
Cup.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what, it's fine. I drink so much coffee. I've been actually taking it to work, and it's kind of keep my coffee somewhat
Warm.
warm, but
Cool.
Where do you keep your? Just out in the break room?
no, I keep my shit out in my car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, right before I left for maternity leave, I was pissed off with the whole fucking world. Although I love my team because they accepted me as one of their own because they threw me a surprise baby shower before without me even knowing. But before I went on maternity leave, I didn't get my lunch break until like 1 o'clock that day. Vince was already being mad because like it was already that late and that it was like a Friday and I leave like at 1:30.
Oh.
So he was already mad that I was that late, that I haven't had my break. And then they did because I was like their last break too. So that line broke and I went to go take my lunch break. I went up and I mean, I was already struggling going up because I just feel the pressure of him already going down. I go up there. I'm freaking out because someone fucking took my backpack. I had my keys, my wallet, like it was, I had it in our like boot room, hanging up on with my coat. My backpack was fucking gone. And I was like, I even moved my jacket. And I was like, oh, it's under here. And I was like, you could tell it's not even under there because it would be all bulky and shit. I called Vinny and I was like bawling. He's like, what's wrong? Is the baby okay? I was like, yes. But I haven't had my lunch break. My fucking backpack is gone. My keys and my wallet is in there. Like,
Did you ever get any of that back?
well, no, I got it back. Like, because as I'm freaking out about it, I went into our break room and someone moved it underneath our microwave and shit. And so even when I get, like, after everything was said and done, Vince is like, is there a possibility you put it there? I'm like, Vincent, no. My jacket was in our boot room. That's where I put my shit. If I was going to move my backpack, wouldn't move my jacket with it. My jacket was still in our boot room. My backpack just got moved. Like, I don't go to our break room only to clock in and clock out. And then
Right.
I'm gone. Other than that, it's our bathroom and our boot room.
I would have panicked too.
Yeah, no, because then Vince is like, so did we learn our lesson? Not to bring, because I haven't, since I've been back, I haven't brought my backpack in or anything. I've have my keys and my ID all on one hook. It stays in my pocket. My phone still stays in my pocket. So shit's still on me. But I don't have my backpack. But now I'm going to have to bring my backpack because someone's been fucking with my boots. Oh no, Tuesday. So Tuesday, I came into work. They didn't have fucking booties. Because
The yellow ones.
Yeah, because my first pair of boots, since I was just so pissed off that Friday before I went on maternity
What
leave.
size are you?
4. Vince and Ashley gave me a new pair of boots
Okay.
Tuesday. Yeah, no.
I'm like,
No.
what are we doing here?
Yeah, no. Okay, so I had one pair of boots before I went on maternity leave. I was so pissed off that Friday, I just said fuck it. Like, I just left them there. So I figured when I got back, I would never see those boots again. So I was like, okay, whatever. They're just boots. Tuesday didn't have booties, so I walked my happy ass all the way over to the parts room. Vince gave me another pair of boots. It's like, cool. So I left them there Tuesday. Come back Wednesday morning. Someone just like, you could tell someone wore them because they were just like on the floor. I'm like, cool, whatever. Like, at least I found them. Put them back in the same spot. Wednesday. Came back this morning. My boots are like scattered. Like, one boot was right underneath where I put it, and then the other boot was like, for the longest time was gone. So I'm like, I'm searching for like my boot. Found my first pair of boots. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna wear these fuckers. And then not until I went to lunch, I was talking to one of my line leads, and I was putting on my shoe, and I looked down because there's like a metal rack that has like all the sanitation boots and other people's shoes. Right underneath that rack, someone just put my boot right there. So I'm like, okay, so here's my other pair of boots.
Why
So-
can't people just leave people's shit alone?
Right. It sounds
We're
like
not in
somebody
high
maybe
school.
was walking by and like kicked it or something and didn't bother to.
But that's the thing, because like, I can understand that if it was like laying down and shit, but no, this was like standing straight up, like in underneath it. So it was like, okay, someone's, because my first pair of boots was like on the other wall where, because I'm originally assigned 1A, and that's the very first hook, and now someone else took that spot, and I'm so done throwing someone else's boots off just for like my spot.
Right.
And because for the longest time it was fucking sanitation that was just putting their goddamn boot
Are,
right there.
are people allowed to write their names
That's
on
what-
their
we
boots?
have
Their
with-
names are on the boots. Yeah.
Huh.
Maria writes names on the boots.
On the inside or the outside?
The outside with his. Oh, and the I don't know about the
Or
inside.
no, yeah, well, some of them, like, you can see they're on in and out. But, like, hers is nice and, like, big.
Right.
Where, like, mine, my handwriting's kind of small. Like, with my first pair of boots, though, Vinny didn't have, like, a silver marker. So he wrote them in the inside with a black marker. I'm like, motherfucker, you can't tell.
Right. I fucking bedazzle my shit.
You can't have bedazzle.
Yeah, no.
But you know what I'm saying. I
They
mean,
won't even let you have glitter
I would-
crap on your pant pockets. I don't think.
You know those silver Sharpies? They
Yeah.
make other colors.
Well, I know.
And,
Yeah,
you
no.
know, so I'd
It's
have
called a
like,
metallic line.
yeah, the pink and the green. I'd be like, hey, check out my daisy I drew on my boots. You know, fucking steal my boots.
All right, people, just do better.
Right?
I would.
People in the world do better.
Insane.
Yeah,
Do
no.
better.
But like, I thought someone was actually wearing my boot on the floor today, so I was like staring at everyone's fucking boot, going, "Where's my boot? Where's my boot?" And it made me kind of go by fast, but it was like,
funny.
"Where the fuck is my boot?"
I look at people's feet when I use the restroom in public places. I like to look at shoes.
Yeah, that's all,
Like, oh,
really
that's a
all
cute
you
pair
can
of
see,
shoes.
Yeah.
you know?
I go around instead of looking at people's butts, I look at people's shoes. And be like, oh, that's cute shoes. Ooh, I like those shoes. So,
Yeah,
but at that note, this mama's tired.
I don't blame you.
My kids are blowing up my phone going, when you coming home?
Never.
What is she saying about Maya?
Nothing.
Ooh. Did Maya get her homework done?
We'll find out when we get home. But people in the world, do better.
For real.
Be happy. Take care of each other. Hug someone if you're a hugger. I know 2 individuals at work that give great hugs.
Yeah, not me. I will probably punch you in the face with some.
I didn't ask for a hug from you.
I
Okay,
guess who's
good.
getting a hug next?
Who? Roberta. Don't be the hugging monster. I don't know.
If I don't know you, like, if you just randomly hug
Oh
me,
no,
I'll probably
healthy
be-
boundaries are important. I
Yes.
mean, I'm not going to discredit
Yes, Roberta
that.
runs out to strangers at Walmart and gives them hugs.
No.
I'm gonna get you a shirt made that says
Oh,
I'm the
God,
crazy
no.
hug lady.
No.
Actually, besides the hugs, like, we have one Latina that is pregnant, and I mean, I had them all come and rub my tummy,
So you're
and
like-
I didn't. I wanted to, but at the same time, it's like, no, I'm not. I mean, even though you guys kind of accepted me, like, no. But then there was another one of, I guess, kind of like my friends. She's 11 weeks pregnant, and I'm like, I'm just gonna rub your tummy because you're white, and I'm not gonna get nothing. Because you're white.
Oh my god,
I'm
can't
not
you?
gonna die.
Okay, so the language barrier is keeping us from understanding whether or not everybody is consensual and on the same page.
Yeah.
I just feel the need to clarify this before anybody loses their mind about anything else.
Anyways,
Yes,
I'm still gonna
no.
get
I
Roberta a shirt
understand
made.
Oh my gosh,
I'm the crazy hug lady.
I have a shirt that has my name and like describes me, and Maya wears it to school.
That's a long name. I mean, that's a lot of letters. I mean, Anyways,
Anyways,
I think it's time to wrap episode 3.
yes. I guess on that note, if you guys ever have any suggestions on what we should talk about, you could always hit us up on Girls Night Out podcasts about motherhood, or even Squatch Shack Girls Night Out. Sorry, I gotta look all this. I don't think.
Vinny's
all
supposed to be
really-
making us a TikTok video to advertise all this. He better.
Yeah. Hey, we have 62 likes on our Girls Night Out Squatch Shack.
Cool. I think we have
Page.
35 members on our Facebook group. Thinking about trying to talk to you ladies about maybe doing a giveaway to boost our
Yeah, there's 35.
groups. Our group. You know, since you two love coffee, maybe we'll go to Starbucks and get a Starbucks gift card and a cute cup or something.
Or
And do a
something.
giveaway.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
So, and get people to like our page, invite people. I don't know how to do the podcasting part.
That's the Vinny slang.
I just enjoy talking into the mic and making funny faces at the camera.
See, and I can't see it because it's behind me. So, and it looks stupid if I turn around and try and look
Yeah,
at it.
but you can look at me right across here.
So, yeah, I look at you guys, you know.
So, I guess maybe we should start watching. I don't know. That'd be kind of weird
No,
to
I
watch.
don't
Watch
wanna
ourselves talk.
I don't know. Mirrors are bad enough.
Well, I mean, every now and then I'll look at it, but then it's like, I'd rather look at you guys.
God,
But
we can't shut up.
yeah, no, we keep going. Okay,
Okay,
and
this is the final farewell, so you better push the button.
I'm pushing buttons.
Okay,
Push the
love you.
button.
Bye.